On the wall of a shop in Lumsden is a mural showing the activities that have shaped the town. The most prominent image is of a train puffing out steam. It was steam that made Lumsden and for many years powered much of the transport in the region. Lumsden is on the bend of the Oreti River. When the town was founded during the gold rushes of the 1860s, it was known as the Elbow. Even then, it was a stopping place for travellers. The town really took off from the late 1870s when the Great Northern Railway from Invercargill reached it. The Kingston Flyer would then power on to the settlement of Kingston on the southern shores of Lake Wakatipu. Soon after, a line from Gore provided a link with the main trunk line from Dunedin. Lumsden became a major railway junction. Hotels sprang up to cater for the travellers. A large station was built, which still sits at the centre of the town, alongside a water tower, which once replenished the steam engines. The famous Kingston Flyer transported people, farming and mining equipment into the area for over 50 years. It was temporarily stopped in the late 1930s, but then revived in 1971 with the tourist market in mind. Until recently, a private venture continued to operate the Flyer on a shorter run to Kingston. Today, on the shores of Lake Wakatipu, two of the famous A-class Pacific engines and the fine green wooden carriages can still be seen. Once travellers had come by steam train to Kingston, they continued their journey on another coal and steam-powered engine, this time a ship. In the 1870s, as gold mining declined around Queenstown, the main business of the area around the lake was sheep farming on large mountainous runs. But it was a roadless area, so the only way to service the farms and carry people was by water. So steamers began plying their trade. The most famous steamer is the Earnslaw. The ship was built by the Dunedin firm of John McGregor at their yards on Otago Harbour. It was taken apart, carried by rail via Lumsden to Kingston, and then reassembled on the lake. It is over 50 metres long, has two coal-fired engines, and has a dining room with timber panelling. On October the 12th, 1912, the Earnslaw made its maiden voyage from Kingston to Queenstown. Crowds of people and the playing of music welcomed the new boat, and the following day Queenstown had a holiday in celebration. For the next 50 years, the Earnslaw carried sheep, dogs, horses, shearers, farmers and tourists to the properties around the lake. However, the completion of roads from Kingston to Queenstown and then, in 1963, to Glenorchy hurt the carrying business. But tourists continued to enjoy the grace of the Lady of the Lake, as the Earnslaw is known. With black smoke puffing from its tall funnel, the Earnslaw is still a feature of the Queenstown waterfront, as it continues to carry a large number of tourists on short trips along Lake Wakatipu. A lasting symbol of the age of steam, the Earnslaw now has its first female skipper, who points out the challenges of manoeuvring the old girl.
Other users of the bay can sometimes underestimate how long it takes to slow the Earnslaw down or change her direction. It takes 6 seconds for an order from the bridge to take effect by the time it is relayed to the boiler room and implemented. You don't have the immediate control you have on other vessels where you take action and the vessel reacts immediately.